Hey guys, it's Simon. This is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Wednesday, and tonight was AEW Dynamite. As far as tonight's AEW Dynamite does go, it was the go-home show for the Wrestle Dream pay-per-view this Sunday. And I'm just going to say, this was just a show. There was nothing special about tonight's Dynamite. And it was just there, if I'm going to be completely honest. Now, if I'm really getting honest with you guys, I feel like AEW may be regressing a little bit. As far as, why should we care about any of this? What are they doing? What are they doing to make us care about any of their programs, storylines, or matches? I don't watch Rampage. I don't watch Collision Live. And I'm almost to the point where, why should I watch Dynamite? Nothing matters. It's matches that nobody cares about. Why is Jeff Jarrett challenging Ray Phoenix for the International Championship? Oh, because it's a open challenge, and you do the open challenge to be lazy with your booking and not have to actually make things make sense. It's just lazy booking and people yelling at each other for no reason to set up matches that still don't make any sense, like Swerve and Hangman. So, in my opinion, I'm almost getting to the point where, do I even watch AEW anymore? Good wrestling, but what are we supposed to care? Why are we supposed to care? Why are we supposed to get invested in storylines? There are some that are good. I will say that's not fully just trash. There are some good stuff. There are some decent storylines. But most of the time, it's just matches for match sakes that don't mean a thing. But as far as the show does go tonight, again, like I said, for a go-home show, I wouldn't rate it that good. For a regular episode of Dynamite, it was all right. It was pretty good, I would say. Pretty good for a regular episode of Dynamite. But it didn't do much to build me and hype me for the Sunday pay-per-view, if I'm going to be honest. So with that, guys, before we get into that, I got to do the housekeeping. I got to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited. Excuse me, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Excuse me, I got the burps all of a sudden. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember to head over to YouTube, hit that join button, and become a channel member. Also, remember on YouTube, you can donate and help out the channel like Daniel Molinax did with a super sticker, or get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air with a super chat donation. Also, remember to head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're getting into Cyberpunk 2077 because the new Phantom Liberty expansion is out, you're getting Watchfire, EA Sports FC, claiming the free games, or getting in to Fortnite, Rumbleverse, nope, not Rumbleverse, why did I say Rumble? Fortnite, Fall Guys, or Rocket League, use this code right here, PW Unlimited at checkout. Also remember, Disney Speedstorm goes live tomorrow, free to play for everybody. And when you claim that game, use this code right here. It comes out of early access and it goes free to play tomorrow. I say it's the best kart racer out there. It's better than Mario Kart. It's Disney kart racing at its finest. Gameloft, you guys killed it. The game goes free to play for everybody tomorrow. Not sponsored, but would like to be. And tomorrow also, the new season does drop. We're getting Aladdin. You can play as Aladdin, Jasmine, Jafar, or the Genie. And we're racing in the Cave of Wonders. Again, not an ad, but would love to be sponsored. So you go to the Epic Game Store and download that on your PC tomorrow. But as far as Dynamite does go, we got to talk about a tweet from Tony Khan. Do we even call him tweets anymore? But a tweet from Tony Khan before Dynamite that set something up. I'm going to pull this up on the screen. Okay, I need to save this tweet. Give me 1 second. Okay, so Tony Khan. I had the tweet and then it like just disappeared. Why do I not see it anymore? Is this the tweet? Yes. Okay. Tony Khan tweeted out this before Dynamite. We're going to pull it up on the screen here. This is weird. It's not wanting to show. There we go. Tony Khan tweeted this before Dynamite went on the air. Last week at AEW Dynamite Grand Slam, Rey Fénix won the international title. Both Fénix plus former champ Jon Moxley were injured in the bout. Didn't know that Fénix was injured, just saying. AEW doctors were unable to clear Mox tonight, but moments ago, they did clear Fénix. Who will defend his title in an open challenge tonight. So we get that tweet an hour before Rampage goes on the air. And so the big question is, who's the open challenge? Should we even care? What the heck? And then we learn it's this guy about 30 minutes later. Jeff Jarrett. Again, why should we care? Why should we care, Tony Khan? It's called lazy ass booking with all these goddamn open challenges so you don't have to worry about storylines. And then in actuality, AEW has too many titles with the AEW and the Ring of Honor titles, and then even sometimes New Japan and AAA belts on your show. Titles almost don't mean anything in AEW. Why should we care about anything other than like the world title and the women's title? They've been doing a decent job with the TNT title recently. I will say that for sure. But everything else, I don't care about. And then you got to ask the other question, why is Athena and the ROH women's title in purgatory over there in ROH when all the other ROH champions get to work AEW? We got Eddie Kingston and Shibata, who got two different titles fighting for the world title this Sunday at the pay-per-view. You got Max and Adam Cole with the tag titles. You got the Hung Bucks with the triple threat trios belts. But you got Tony Khan here saying, Athena's doing the best work she's ever done right now. Then why is she in purgatory, locked up on AEW or on Ring of Honor that nobody watches because they don't pay for Honor Club? It's bullshit. The BFG says, not every match needs storyline. No, it doesn't. But every title match should for the most part. Just about every title match. So when they were doing the Orange Cassidy Open Challenges for the international title, that was fine to me. Because one guy was doing it. One person was doing it. But now you're having open challenges for all the belts. The TBS title, open challenge, open challenge. The tag titles, open challenge, open challenge. When you're doing the same thing with all your titles, basically, it doesn't matter. Like back in the day, we had the John Cena US title open challenge. That was cool because it was only John Cena doing it. And for the most part, they were very good matches. Not saying that we're not getting good matches with these open challenges in AEW, but they were really good matches, elevating guys, helping elevate people. Cena was winning every time, but he was making others look good in the process, like Sami Zayn and so forth. What have we done? We've gotten so many people that challenged Orange Cassidy for the international title in an open challenge that went nowhere afterwards. We had the Boulders, Bronson Bear and Boulder Bear, Brad Road, or what, Iron Savages, challenged for the tag titles, and then what? Nothing. Chris Statlander's done a couple open challenges for the TBS title, and then those challengers went nowhere, did nothing. If you're going to do this, yeah, you're going to beat a bunch of people, but do it in a way where they look good and can be elevated out of the loss. It's possible. We've seen it happen. So, yes, not all matches need story. They don't. But I think most title matches do, and most big pay-per-view matches do. Like, I don't like just random matches on the pay-per-view that mean nothing. At least, like, when they added Wheeler Yuta and Ricky Starks, there was some story to that. Ricky's basically going to have to go through the BCC now, it seems like. And yeah, but I just feel like AEW and Tony Khan, they're getting lazy. They're getting lazy, and it's showing. So Excalibur welcomes us to the show. Rey Fénix defends the International Championship in the opening bout against Jeff Jarrett. And this was just your standard Jeff Jarrett AEW match, full of interference. And Aubrey and Karen going at it at one point. Like, this was not good. I did not really like this match at all. Fénix immediately hit a dive and wiped out Jarrett. Dut lethal. All as the bell rang, as Jarrett answered with an eye poke and a chair shot to the ribs. Yeah, you heard me right. Chair shot to the ribs. Did this man get disqualified? Hell no. Hell no. Fénix hit a Hurricane Rana on lethal that sent him face first into Singh's crotch. Again, why do we care about all these guys at ringside? Why are so many people getting involved? Oh, because it's a Jeff Jarrett match. It's like a House of Torture match in AEW or in New Japan. Too much interference and too much focusing on the interfering people. Got ate a super kick at one point, and Jarrett was caught with a double springboard moonsault back inside as the bell officially rang. I thought I had heard it before, but I didn't. We did all this bullshit, and then the match finally starts. Jarrett regains control and worked over the back of Fénix before hitting a Fargo strut, mocking Zero Miedo. All of this allowed Fénix to almost take control, but a distraction from Satnam led to Jarrett countering a rolling cutter into a DDT, heading into a commercial break. The numbers game worked in Jeff Jarrett's advantage. I just lost my spot. And Fénix was kind of hobbling on his left leg at one point as he spilled to the outside. Jarrett ordered his side to attack, but referee Aubrey Edwards jumped to the floor and shoved Karen down. Despite the bad leg, Fénix hit a springboard arm drag into a double stomp and got a 2 off of it. There was a thrust kick that landed flush as Lethal jumped up on the apron and ate a rope walk kick to the face. Again, way too much goddamn interference. Guts turned to run distraction as Jarrett hit a low blow and a small package for a 2. Jarrett planted Fénix with a stroke, but a foot on the rope broke the pin. Jarrett ordered Singh to the apron, but Fénix hit a low drop kick and caught Jarrett with a small package. His own flash pin victory. So there we go. Fénix just barely retains the belt. Not that good at all. For a Fénix match, I would say it sucked. I would expect more from Fénix, but it's Jeff Jarrett. What do you expect? Excalibur then informed us we're getting a triple threat later. Nick Jackson, Brian Cage, and Claudio Castagnoli. The winner will get to face Rey Fénix next week on the 4th anniversary Dynamite show. At least people are earning shit. Why those 3 guys? I don't know. But at least it's a number 1 contenders match. It's not just, I'm next in line. Open challenge, I want to fight you. We got footage of Long Island, New York. It says last week. Adam Cole on crutches, and he's on a boat with MJF. I think they said it was MJF's dad's boat. He said this is where the bro chachos relax and drink some beers while fishing. Cole thanked MJF for the invitation as MJF brought up how Cole was too busy with Roderick Strong last week to come out to the actual ring with him during his entrance. He ended up coming out later and getting hurt. Excuse me. Cole said that Roddy is like a brother to him. MJF may not understand it, but sometimes you need to have more than one, just one friend. MJF's like, I'm good with one, but okay, whatever. And then you go, hey, hold my beer for me first. So this is when this segment went from good to meh. He's like, hey, hold my beer for me for a second. I'm going to get you a beer. No, you can't really move. So Max gets up, goes to the ice chest, a little cooler, and he pulls out the diamond ring. And then Adam Cole goes, wait, did you bring me here just to hit me from behind with a diamond ring? And then Max, of course, is like, no, of course not. Why would I do that? I would never. And I'm like, why would you even think that, Adam? What kind of stupid shit is that? And so Max sits back down, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh my God, you got something, Adam! You got something!" And they're just reeling in, and then it's Paul White as Captain Insano in a duck ring floating in the water. They reel him in. They all three then start drinking beers. They toast. There were some weird puns at the end, and yeah, this went from actually pretty good to not all that great to dumb at the end. Why the hell is Paul White wearing his Captain Insano gear floating in the lake or whatever by the boats? What? In Long Island of all places? What is he doing there? This is supposed to be funny comedy, hoo ha ha brah ha 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 ha. No. I didn't care for this at the end. It started good with the whole like, hey, why didn't you come out with me? And this and that. And it was like, I got more than one best friend and I got close friends. And it was like a heart-to-heart thing of Adam trying to teach Max something about friendship. And then you didn't look back and see what he was doing. Did you come here to hit me with a ring? Did you invite me here to knock me out? Like, how would you even know that? Why would you even think that unless you don't trust Max at all? Maybe Adam's not a good friend because he doesn't trust Max. But yeah, this is supposed to be funny, and to me, it really wasn't at the end. Jonathan Chuda says, for me, the open challenge is when the champion is in the ring waiting for a challenger's music to hit, not the challenger being announced before the show. Yeah, an open challenge is, I want to go and fight anybody, and I don't need to know who it is beforehand. Renee Paquette's in the ring and welcomes Don Callis and Konosuke Takeshita. They're met with huge boos. Callis introduces the newest member of the Don Callis family, Sammy Guevara. He is met with loud boos as well. Callis threw it to footage of Takeshita and himself at Kota Ibushi's dojo as Takeshita beat down a trainee before Ibushi shows up and takes Takeshita down. Pouring down some strikes, Callis attacks from behind with an umbrella as Ibushi stalked him down. Takeshita then blindsides him from behind with a kettlebell shot. Callis then screamed at an unconscious Ibushi that he will never be safe from the Don Callis family, who no matter where he is. We go back to the ring. Callis is there with his family, and they're laughing. They said that his family has never been stronger as we head into Wrestle Dream. Guevara said that he's painted as the bad guy, when he should be viewed as a hero. Crowd starts chanting, F you, Sammy. F you, Sammy. He said this was going to show how great he can be on his own. What are you really on your own, bud? He said Jericho was clipping his wings, and we're going to clip his wings. He thought that Jericho was one day past his torch, but Don Callis showed him that Chris Jericho is selfish, and now it's time for Guevara to be the star that he was born to be. Callis said that they will take everything from Omega, Jericho, and Ibushi and leave them in tears at Wrestle Dream. Cool. Post-match comments from Ricky Starks last Saturday are shown. After the Texas Death Match with Bryan Danielson, Wheeler Yuta interrupted and said that it was wrong that he put his hands on Starks post-match. But Starks is an entitled prick who always moans and complains. Yuta then said, how about I just fight you and we make it official? They then said, yeah, we'll do it at Wrestle Dream. And then they told us Tony Khan made it official. Wheeler Yuta versus Ricky Starks at Wrestle Dream. We then had a triple threat match to determine the next challenger for the AEW International Championship. It was Nick Jackson, Claudio Castagnoli, and Brian Cage with Prince Nana. Gotta love Prince Nana. He's a laugh and a half every time. Gotta love it. So, this match is really good. It felt like a really solid PWG match. But again, there was a reason for it, and I love reasons. You know me. Things got to make sense, and this made sense. So, Cage wasted no time in catching a super kick and a gorilla press, and then gorilla pressed Jackson over the top rope to the floor. Cage and Claudio then did a knuckle lock where both took turns delivering vertical suplexes. Uppercuts from Claudio connected before Jackson hit a rope walk into a double takedown, sending Claudio and Cage to the floor, where Jackson followed this up with the springboard swanton. Back inside the ring, Cage was caught in the corner as a double stomp to Claudio that led to a rolling backstabber on Cage by Jackson. Jackson then briefly posted Claudio and met him with a running boot as he went to picture-in-picture. Back from a break, Cage planted Castagnoli with the released German, but Jackson was right there to meet him with a step-up corner knee and a bulldog. Jackson connected with a slingshot facebuster, but as he came back through for a moonsault on Claudio, he was caught, and it turned into a giant swinging DDT. Jackson then quickly hit a 450 splash on Cage back inside for a 2. Castagnoli then sent Jackson crashing to the floor and connected with a giant swing on Cage for an impressive 10 revolutions and then a 2 count. Jackson then sent Claudio to the outside, but a crossbody off the top rope was caught by Cage, who hit an F5 and got a 2. Cage connected on his patented suplex from the apron back into the ring with ease as Claudio as everyone traded near falls. Jackson and Claudio then took turns connecting with super kicks and uppercuts on Cage until Claudio hit a pop-up uppercut on Jackson. There's some anvil elbows on Cage that led to a Ricola bomb, but Jackson flew in with the springboard Hurricane Rana that sent Claudio to the floor as Jackson stole the pin and picked up the victory. So there's significance to this match. Because if I'm thinking correctly, it was like the 4th or 5th episode of Dynamite. It was Nick Jackson's first singles match in AEW against Phoenix. So now they're calling it back 4 years later. Very cool. And again, he earned it. Video package with the Righteous. We've seen this already. Didn't this air on Collision? I thought we saw this on Collision. I know I saw it on social media. Posted multiple times. But basically they said, Adam Cole and MJF are liars and losers. Karma has no deadline, and they've done nothing wrong. It's easier to forgive your enemies than it is to forgive your fake friends. Cool. So MJF and Adam Cole make their way out to the ring, Cole on crutches, foot in a cast. MJF sets up a chair in the middle of the ring, and Cole sits down before hitting their patented pose. After a loud ovation, it's story time with Adam Cole, baby. But this is a sad one. Cole said last week his ankle exploded, broke in 3 places, and tore ligaments. Cole said that he has to go and get surgery, which is soul-crushing. Cole apologizes to MJF and said unfortunately they had to relinquish the Ring of Honor tag titles. MJF then cuts him off and says, "No, I refuse to forfeit them freaky, dicky douchebags." The Righteous and MJF will go it alone. He said Cole wouldn't be hurt if it wasn't for being there for him. So he wants to make sure the ROH tag titles will be there for them and Cole in the end. MJF says that he will defend against the Righteous himself in a handicap match. But now we got to pull this up on the screen. Britt Baker showed some stuff and gave some context to Adam's injury. Britt Baker tweeted out right after Dynamite, quote, "This guy broke his ankle in 3 places on a freak accident. He's still hobbled around on live TV because we like to say, quote, the show must go on. Adam Cole gives his entire heart and soul to pro wrestling. He's one tough cookie. This is just a small bump in the road. He'll be back better than ever, baby." So as we look here, his foot completely swollen up. His foot being put in a cast. And then the x-ray as well. I don't see where the breaks are, though. It says broken in 3 places, but where? His ankle broken in 3 places, but I don't see where. Anyways, Adam Cole is going to have to undergo surgery for the broken ankle. And it's unclear exactly how long he's going to be out of action because it's not just like, oh, he's slightly broken or whatever. 3 breaks and ligament tears, which really, really sucks. So we'll continue to follow this. And once we do hear a prognosis and timeline on when we may see Adam Cole return, we will have it for you. So, screaming of Adam chants There's a screaming of Adam that rings out as Roderick Strong is in a hospital gown and is wheeled to the stage by the Kingdom. He says that he needs Cole. It's an emergency. MJF calls Strong a simp, but respects Cole. Respects Cole and says he has to do what he has to do, and he'll be there waiting for Cole when he gets back. Cole walks up the ramp on his crutches and leaves with the Kingdom and Strong, not sure exactly what all that meant. We still don't know what's going on here in the end. MJF was about to start talking when what? Bullet Club Gold's music hit. And out comes Switchblade Jay White, Juice Robinson, and the Guns, along with Cardboard White. So Jay White ends up coming down to the ring all by himself, and after a dueling chants for both Switchblade and MJF, the crowd finally calms down. He's like, yeah, I came out here. It could have been 5-on-1, including the cardboard cutout. But I knew you'd be at a disadvantage, and I don't want to do that. He's like, I could have brought down Rock Hard, Juice, Cock Strong, Colton, Cardboard, or Cardblade, and Austin. I love how they all got nicknames. Cock Strong, Rock Hard, Cardblade, and Austin. I think that's freaking funny as hell. But anyways, talks about how, well, first off, MJF said that White must be smoking that good Colorado grass. And Excalibur tells us we're 420. We're 420 feet up above sea level here in Colorado. I was like, that's a good line. So MJF said, if you mess with the king, you better not miss. And insults the facial hair on White, saying it looks like pubic hair. MJF was never bothered by comparisons until he was compared to Jay White, as MJF is fine filet mignon, a generational talent, and, well, Jay White is nothing more than talented, but tofu. He said you need to trick yourself into thinking tofu has taste, and while White has been given everything like big matches, huge entrances, keys to one of the greatest factions of all time, it was all taken away from him, like tofu. MJF said that White is someone who in Japan thought he was a top guy. And if he doesn't leave right now, the fans will always say White is good, but he's not Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And the crowd's going along with MJF the whole time. This is a very, very important thing to remember. He's like, I'm better than you, and you know it. And the crowd like, MJF, Maxwell, Jacob Friedman. And they're chanting his name and all of his stuff, right? White then said, MJF seems a bit distracted by his bromance and doesn't think that the crowd loves him as much as they love Adam Cole, because they cheer for Cole and they say, baby, but they don't cheer for him. And I'm like, hey, Jay, did you not just hear them do his catchphrase and chant his name multiple ways? I know you might have a scripted promo here, but deviate sometimes when it makes you sound stupid. Stupid. He said, since they're scumbag, he said he's their scumbag, and the crowd starts chanting for MJF. White finally told him to shut up. White said if he didn't temporarily ear Cole's career after the first Forbidden Door, maybe MJF wouldn't have a soft spot for him, and their story wouldn't have happened, ending in Cole breaking his ankle for MJF. While White has been ruining MJF's life from afar, he's here to do it in the flesh. No one is on the level of the devil. While White, and MJF says no one is on the level of the devil. But then White tells him, then you may need to find another level. I'm going to take that world title from you. The only Grand Slam champion that matters. I sold out MSG and the United Center on my own. MJF will be the pores. We'll have the pores. They will have their scumbags. And he will have the Triple B. And this will be the Switchblade era. Calls MJF soft. MJF wanted to start fighting right now, but Switchblade, he bails. While MJF stares him down, holding the AEW title above his head. I thought this was really good. I thought this was really, really, really good. They're building something up, but they're not rushing it because the match is not happening this weekend. Maybe Full Gear? That would make sense if they did this at Full Gear. And my camera froze again. It did this the other day. Sorry about that, guys. Give me 1 second. I just got to refresh the camera. There we go. We're good. But this was really good. I really enjoyed this segment. I thought these two went back and forth perfectly. And they're not going to rush it. They're going to slow build it, probably to Full Gear, I would assume. And also, that's not the last we see of MJF and Switchblade. So Jim Ross is having a sit-down backstage with both Christian Cage, the TNT champion, and his challenger, Darby Allin. Ross talked about Cage winning the TNT title, which confused Cage, who said he retained on Collision. Cage said that the times he has been pinned by Allin were flukes and no titles were on the line. Cage knows that in his heart, Allin is nowhere near the man or wrestler that he is. Cage hopes Allin is prepared to let his family down at Wrestle Dream and asks if Allin's uncle will be there on Sunday, remembering he's no longer with us. Allin said everyone Cage talks trash about is dead, and Allin is isn't afraid of dying, nor losing in his hometown. Cage told Allin to bring his whole family, and bring Nick Wayne, and maybe his mom. Oh, wait, no, I got her number. I can call and invite her myself. He's like, maybe you should even bring Buddy. Oh, wait, no, you can't bring him. He's dead, too. I don't know what Christian's thing about bringing up dead people is, but I like this Christian. In TNA, heel Christian was my favorite wrestler in TNA when he was there. So Cage said that Allin hides behind the face paint, and he is not the mentor that Nick Wayne really needs. Allin says, I don't hide behind anything, and he gets a bottle of water and washes off the face paint. Things get intense. Really intense. As Cage, he says that Cage shouldn't need Luchasaurus if he's as good as he says he is. If you think you can really beat me, do it on your own. Cage is the TNT champion, and Allin needs to get used to it. Audio starts to get choppy. I guess TBS had an issue. They got some new equipment there. I don't know. Tony Khan tweeted something out, and I guess TNT or TBS or whatever was having some technical difficulties. But this segment was really good despite the technical difficulties. It didn't hinder it, I don't think. But yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Then we had Orange Cassidy, Penta, Matt Jackson, and Austin Gunn. Orange Cassidy comes out for his entrance. We get the other entrances during picture-in-picture. They also said that the tag partners were banned from ringside, yet Alex Abrahantes was allowed at ringside. The story early on was Gunn was trying to steal the pin off of everyone who hit a big move, but he was unsuccessful until being sent to the floor by Cassidy. Penta connected with the bounce-back leg drop on Cassidy and teased a dive, but was met by Gunn, who had a prolonged pose-off with Penta for the Zero Miedo and the guns up. I like this. I thought this was funny. Penta finally chops him down. Gunn then managed to duck an orange punch and deliver shake, rattle, and roll to stand tall heading into a commercial break. Back from the break, Jackson connected off of a dive and to the floor onto Penta as Gunn cut off Cassidy in the ropes, but was knocked down, teased a splash, but just fell off top to the floor onto Jackson and Penta. Cassidy tried his dive on Gunn, who rolled through and hit a hip toss into a neck breaker for a 2. Gunn teased a pedigree on everyone, but after each attempt, another competitor would be taken out by a destroyer, leading to a quadruple down. Jackson launched off Cassidy to hit Penta with a sliced bread, countering a Cassidy DDT into high locomotion Northern Lights suplexes. While Cassidy was rolled up, Jackson hit a double Northern Lights on Penta and Gunn for a triple near fall. Penta then blocked a BTE trigger and had a series of counters with Jackson until Penta laid out Gunn with a sling blade. Cassidy then put a stop to a fear factor with an orange punch and took out Jackson with the beach break as Gunn took turns trying to pin everybody, getting a series of 2 counts on them all. Gunn opted to pose and ate a triple super kick instead as Jackson and Penta tried the same offense until Gunn tripped up Penta and Cassidy popped Jackson with an orange punch and pinned him to pick up the victory. So Orange Cassidy does get the win. After all 4 men's partners had a face-off post-match, as Excalibur said, the momentum is on Orange Cassidy and Hook's side heading into Wrestle Dream this Sunday. So I see this match and I go, oh, the show must be over. This must be the main up. There's still more. What can be left? And then we get Julia Hart and Willow Nightingale. The match was kind of clunky to start, but they caught it and figured it out towards the end. Willow walked out and everyone headbanged to sell the black mist to her eye. She had her eye painted black. Nightingale then poured the offense on early and decided to back off for some reason, which was weird. Maybe she was not feeling it. This allowed Hart to capitalize, though. With the bad eye exposed, this almost fired up Nightingale, who again was relentless on her offense. Again, she kept pulling the aggression back for some reason. Hart escaped to the floor and bailed under the ring. The distraction from King was long enough for Hart to sneak out and chop block Nightingale to take advantage during a picture-in-picture break. In somewhat of a funny moment, Hart emerged from under the ring almost right in front of Nightingale and had to sort of slowly sneak back under the ring. I like that. Hart slapped a sleeper on Nightingale and was countered into a Death Valley driver, followed up with a spine buster. After a short arm lariat, Hart ducked another into a back heel trip. There was a heartless attempt applied, but Willow got her hand on the ropes. Hart then tried a handspring corner strike, but Nightingale popped her with a pounce in midair out of the corner, and then a Oklahoma stampede that followed. Nightingale barked at King, but took too long to go for the cannonball in the corner as Hart was in the tree of woe. Hart then gets to the top rope, does just a fantastic, pretty looking moonsault. Like, this moonsault couldn't have been better. And then she just pins Willow to get the win. Right win. Like, she had to win getting that TBS title shot on Sunday. So, yeah, no. I think Sean Rossap may have said it, and I agree. Add Julia Hart's moonsault to the list of best moonsaults today. I think the two best moonsaults right now, the three. Charlotte has a really good moonsault. Julia Hart here and Tiffany Stratton. Those may be some of the best moonsaults. Hangman's got a good moonsault too. So I'm saying like top four moonsaults. Hangman, Charlotte, Julia, and Tiffany Stratton. The post-match, Hart applies the Heartless on Nightingale until Chris Statlander runs down to the ring and Hart bails. She then hides behind Brody King, and the two ladies kind of just, we're going to talk trash, but you can't do anything about it. So then I'm like, wow, is that the main event? The show is over? And then they go, after the break, we'll be back, and we'll get the contract signing between Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland. And they go, oh, yeah, I forgot about this. I don't even know why these two are feuding. But this segment sold me on the match. I will say that. This was a really good segment. I guess, like, Hangman was talking about opportunities, and Swerve said that Hangman's gotten complacent, and that somebody that wants to actually try should be in that spot. I think that's the storyline here. I don't know. They haven't done a great job selling the story, but I did thoroughly enjoy this segment tonight that sold me on the match. Renee Paquette welcomed both men to the ring and informed us the Elite and the Embassy were banned from ringside. Strickland kicked his feet up on the table and asked if Page knows what he's walking into on Sunday. He's walking in to Swerve's house. Strickland will never be the same as Page. What's a farmer to a mogul? What's a buckshot to a kill shot? Page said that he's glad that Strickland is ready and thanks Strickland for what he said a few weeks ago. It put a fire under his belly. For a year and a half, Page felt there were black clouds over his head that he couldn't really get rid of. He said the sun would shine at times, like beating Moxley in a Texas death match and reuniting the Elite. But every time he started to smile, the clouds came back and it started to rain. It annoyed, then pissed him off as he weathered the storm, and he's still standing tall. What Strickland said made this doubt wash away, and Page is ready, as the fans deserve the best of him, which is what Strickland will get at Wrestle Dream. I loved all of this that Page was saying. Strickland was good too here. Strickland busted up laughing, which I think too many heels respond with the laugh. And so it's like, oh, you're doing the same thing she does and he does. And like Sasha Banks does it a lot. Mercedes Moné. Her, like, yeah. He then said, we're here in Denver, and made a joke about the Miami Dolphins beating the Denver Broncos 70-20 last weekend. He then said, also, I'm from Seattle, and we're happy that we got rid of that hack, Russell Wilson, and sent him here to the Broncos. Whew, I love that line. He called him a dumpster. He said, send him to that dumpster in Denver. Strickland said that his mental problems have led to having a new enemy every day. Strickland will take Page's position from him on Sunday and informs Hangman it rains an awful lot in Seattle. I thought that was a great comeback to the dark cloud analogy that Hangman was making. Page says that they can go back and forth about the opportunities Page has had and Strickland hasn't. But the truth is those opportunities Page has had were knocked out of the park. Strickland should slap Page in the face. Page stabbed the hand of Strickland with a pen, and security jumped in to try and separate the two. We then all of a sudden go backstage as the two are being held back. And there's a bunch of men in black suits, like not black suits, but just black latex. I don't know. They're in black costumes where you can't see their faces or their bodies or anything. And they're beating up Jay White 4-on-1. Actually, it's 5-on-1 because then the camera comes in, pans, turns, looks up. It's a man in the devil mask. It's MJF. We don't see MJF's face, but we know it's the devil mask of MJF. And that is how the show goes off the air. The show goes off the air with Switchblade getting his ass beat, essentially by MJF and some random minions. So, I don't know when we're going to get the payoff of this, but cool. I thought it was a really good way to end the show with intrigue, I will say. So as far as upcoming shows do go in AEW, we learned a couple of things. As far as Rampage does go, the Acclaimed and Eddie Ass will defend the AEW Trios Championships against the Hardy Boys and Brothers A. Ruby Soho will take on Hikaru Shida. The winner gets the AEW. The winner will get an AEW Women's title shot at Title Tuesday on October 10th. Also, Eddie Kingston will take on Rocky Romero. The NJPW Strong Openweight title on the line. That show is being filmed right now. As far as Collision does go, 2 matches have been announced. Andrade El Idolo will take on Juice Robinson, and Best Friends will take on The Kingdom. As far as Wrestle Dream does go, this Saturday, we do know that Bryan Danielson will take on Zack Sabre Jr. Hangman Page will be taking on Swerve Strickland. In a trios match, it's Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, and Kota Ibushi taking on Konosuke Takeshita, Sammy Guevara, and Will Ospreay. MJF in a handicap match will defend the ROH Tag Team titles against the Righteous. I'm going to be started on that. Don't get me started on that bullshit. You've got a world champion here. And what is he doing? Defending the ROH tag titles in a handicap match against the Righteous of all people. What dumb frickin' shit is this? Why is Max not defending the world title? Why do you have a pay-per-view and not have a world title match? It's not like it's a special edition of Dynamite. No. Oh, wait. We did see the world title defended on a special edition of Dynamite. So stupid. The AEW World Tag Team titles will be on the line when FTR defending against Aussie Open. Chris Statlander will defend the TBS Championship against Julia Hart. Eddie Kingston will defend both the ROH World and NJPW Strong Openweight title against Katsuyori Shibata. Christian Cage will defend the TNT Championship against Darby Allin in a 2 out of 3 falls match. And there will be a fatal... Wheeler Yuta will take on Ricky Starks. And in a fatal 4-way match for a shot at the AEW World Tag Team titles, it's the Young Bucks, the Guns, Orange Cassidy and Hook, and the Lucha Bros. Also next week on AEW Dynamite, Rey Fenix will defend the International Championship against Nick Jackson. So there we go. That is everything that has been announced for the upcoming week of AEW programming. Just Nick says, and Ivar. Don't forget Ivar's moonsault. Yes, round out our top 5. Ivar. So it's Ivar. I just lost. Julia Hart, Chris Statlander, Tiffany Stratton, and Hangman Page. My 5 best moonsaults right now. So with that, you guys know what I thought of the show. I thought as a go-home show, it wasn't good. As a Dynamite, it was okay. But now it's time to see what you guys thought as we refresh all the polls here. Looking here, as far as the Twitter X poll does go, 56% liked the show, 32% thought it was just all right, and 12% did not like it. As far as the YouTube community poll does go, 71% liked the show, 19% thought it was just all right, and 10% didn't like it. Some of the comments, I liked it. Very good show. I'm excited for Wrestle Dream, 7 out of 10. It says, I also had TV issues. Yeah, everyone did. Wasn't AEW's fault. It says, what a way to end the show. Liked it. It says, haven't watched since Punk was fired. Okay, then why are you commenting? And this person says it was meh. As far as the Twitch poll does go, all the people that voted didn't like the show. And looking at the YouTube live poll, 66% liked the show, 21% thought it was just all right, and 13% didn't like it. So with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. So, Friday morning, Wrestling Wrap-Up. Friday evening, Friday Night SmackDown review. Then there is an NXT show on Saturday. But I'm going to the NXT show. I will be at No Mercy in Bakersfield. Because the show is in Bakersfield, that's a 2-hour drive. So if this show, say, ends at 9, I'm not going to get home till 11, 12. So I will not be doing a review Saturday night. But the plan, if I can get it to happen, if I can work my schedule, Sunday morning, I will do an NXT review because I plan on actually watching the show live there in person. Of course, already bought my tickets, but then rewatching it on television as well to A, get notes, and B, have both perspectives. Honestly, I may have my buddy Jack do the notes for me because he helps out sometimes with that. And then on the drive home, I'll like listen to it, kind of watch it, whatever, in the car. We'll see. We'll see. I'll probably watch it again at home for sure, but probably the car ride home, we'll just rewatch it, me and the kids. But yeah, I'm taking the kids to No Mercy in Bakersfield this Saturday, which is going to be a very long day for us. We got to be up at 7 in the morning, take my son to football because he's got a football game. But then his game doesn't start till 9. My daughter's got a soccer game at 9:30. Then we got to get home, change, shower, all that stuff because they're going to be sweaty from their games, and then head to Bakersfield. So hopefully we make it there in time. I assume we will because we should be done with all their stuff by like 11. Get home, leave at like 1. Get down there by like 3 maybe. That's the plan. Pre-show at 4. I don't know. So we'll do that. Hopefully I can do my No Mercy review Sunday morning. And then Sunday evening, we've got Wrestle Dream that we will be reviewing as well. We've got a nice slate of live content coming up for you guys over the next couple of days. And with that, again, I'm going to be streaming here in just a little bit, twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy, playing some Disney Speedstorm, trying to finish out the Lilo and Stitch season before the new season starts tomorrow, and the game drops free for everybody. So with that, hang out and head over in a little bit to twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy, or have some fun. With that, guys, have a great night, and I'll see you next time.